And there's distrust in Washington. I am surprised, frankly, at the amount of distrust that exists in this town. And I'm sorry it's the case, and I'll work hard to try to elevate it. There would have been a deficit, but there wouldn't have been the commiserate, the kick to our economy. I mean, tell people why I say that. I mean, I think they're cost effective. Let me. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think so. I think. Listen, a lot of those people that came in initially, when we were able to stop them. The tourists. Anybody here got 4 kids? 3 kids? You got 4? 4. 3, okay. All right, wait. I don't know why I asked that. Oh, I know why I asked it. Amnesty means that you've got to pay, a price for having been here illegally, and this bill does that. At the high school level, and find out that the literacy level of our children are appalling. Bodily fluids. And America needs a military where our best and brightest are proud to serve and proud to stay. Are you having burritos for lunch? What General Portrays said, some early signs, still dangerous, but give my chance of plan to work. If you've got a chicken factory, a chicken plucking factory, or whatever you call them, you know what I'm talking about. Iraq is a very important part of securing the homeland, and it's a very important part of helping change the Middle East into a part of the world that will not serve as a threat to the civilized world. The question is, who ought to make that decision? The Congress or the commanders? And as you know, my position is clear. I'm a commander guy. And my concern, David, is several. Last night, Jeb and I had some crabs. I'm a strong proponent of the restoration of the wetlands for a lot of reasons. There's a practical reason, though, when it comes to hurricanes. The stronger the wetlands, the more likely the damage of the hurricane. My job is a job to make decisions. If the job description were what do you do, it's decision maker. That House Republicans last fall passed strong earmark reform ideas. Reform ideas. If you're a single mother with 2 children, which is the toughest job in America as far as I'm concerned, and you're working hard to put food on your family. Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we. One of my concerns is that the health care not be as good as it can possibly be. It just seems like I was here yesterday. I was. Kind of. I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully. If it feels good, do it. They want us to leave. That's what they want us to do. And I think the world would be better off if we did leave. If we left, the world would be worse. If you don't stand for anything, you don't stand for anything. If you don't stand for something, you don't stand for anything. That there be a stable Iran. Iran that is capable of rejecting Iranian influence. Iraq. Rarely is the question asked, is our children learning? Too many good docs are getting out of business. Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across the country. See, I don't think you can be. The left hand now knows what the right hand is doing. The challenge facing the United States is that we have to be right one time. 100% of the time. I met an onion grower today at the airport when I arrived, and he said, "You got to help me find people that'll pull onions." Pluck them or whatever you do with them, And It is a. I think it's a. I think it is. And it's a. It's a. The elections. Yeah. I think tide turning. See, as I remember, I was raised in the desert, but tides kind of. It's easy to see a tide turn. Did I say those words? Wisdom and strength, and my family is what I'd like for you to pray for. You're free, and freedom is beautiful, and you know, it'll take time to restore chaos. More than 2 decades later, it is hard to imagine the Revolutionary War coming out any other way. First, I'm going to try to see if I can remember as much to make it sound like I'm smart on the subject.
Target.
America is thought to have promised about half of the money, but its president has so far taken a back seat. Having enjoyed a relaxed drink with fellow world leaders last night, President Bush is suffering from a stomach complaint.
Oh, in my State of the Union, or my speech to the nation, whatever you want to call it, speech to the nation. It's hard for me to explain why that was the case. Just take my word for it. Terriers and barrels everywhere.
I know you said there'll be a time for politics, but you've also said you wanted to change the tone of Washington. Howard Dean recently seemed to muse aloud whether you had advanced knowledge of 9/11. Do you agree or disagree with the RNC that this kind of rhetoric borders on political hate speech?
Yeah. Look, there's time for politics. And, you know, it's time for politics. And it's an absurd insinuation.
In that case, sir, can I follow up on something unrelated?
But I gotta go to Vegas. Something about what goes on there stays there, or something like that, you know. Only in America would anybody call her mom.
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks for coming. Be seated. Thanks for coming. Welcome to the White House. Thanks for coming. Families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream. The best way to defeat this enemy in the long run is to deny them the recruiting tools that are and recruitments made possible by resentment. There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.